Sorry, just getting the logo.
Can you all hear me? Is it just a tiny bit of reverb? Like, would we a bit of? Never mind. Yeah. I need all the help I can get. You see. The story behind this, some of you may have heard it, and I would appreciate it if you don't mention it to your neighbour at the ending, because it's a true story, and if I don't tell it, I get told off for not telling it, so I have to do this every time, but it's a true story. I come from Wigan and from a pretty ordinary background, and never dreamt I would end up being a songwriter, and just like a miracle. And I'm #1 in the charts, and I'm in the BBC club. I'm not interrupting you, am I? Over here. And I'm #1 in the charts, and I can't believe it. It's just a dream. If I could explain, if I could get it across to you, the feeling of struggling and never having any confidence in the future, never expecting anything to happen. And anyway, somehow I am, and I've had a couple of beers, and I'm feeling no pain, and I go in the loo, and standing beside me doing what I'm doing in the loo is a guy, and he's whistling my song. And I'm embarrassed to look back on it, but at the time I'd never had anybody, you know, a stranger sing one of my songs, whistle one of my songs. So I heard myself saying to this guy, "Excuse me, sir." He says, "Yes?" I said, "That song you're whistling, I wrote it." He said, "I thought Les Reed wrote it." I said, "Yes." I said, "Les wrote the music and I wrote the words." He said, "I'm not whistling the words." I saw the light on the night I passed by her window. I saw the flickering shadows of love on her blind. Hold it, fellas, stop, sorry. By the way, I'll just introduce the band at this moment. This man's name is Knowles, so we call him Grassy. For those of you who know, Grassy Knowles. Percy, first French? First glove. Percy First Glove. And this gentleman behind me is not my accompanist, he's my old friend. We've known each other for 1,000 years, and he does this for fun. We do it for charity, and we have a great time. And he's not only a wonderful musician and a great friend, he's more important than any of that for you older people. He is, or was, an Applejack.
Yeah.
Stony ground, Don. Remember this? Tell me when you feel a little blue. That's enough, because I didn't write it. Thank you, Don. Now, the reason I've stopped you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is because that song Delilah had, my co-writer was a wonderful arranger. And he did such an arranger that in certain group people sing the arrangement. So when I go, I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window, you go, la 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 la. Now, is that difficult? Is that, would you mind, please? The song isn't the same without it. Okay? Here we go again. I saw the light on the night I passed by her window. I saw the flickering shadows of love on her blind. She was my woman, as she deceived me once to plan out of my mind. No man could free. At break of day, when the man drove away, I was waiting. I crossed the street to a house and she opened the door. She stood there laughing. I felt the knife in my hand. She laughed no more. The last yes, come on! So before they come to break down
Forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore. Forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore.
One more? He's yelling no. By the way, when I said what a great man this was, did I tell you his name?
No.
See, that little trick. Just see, this gentleman's paying attention. I do apologise. It's Don Gould. Okay, one more song, if you bear with me. And in the olden days, every dance used to finish with a waltz. And they'd say, take your partners for the last waltz, whether it was a royal ball or a village hop. And they'd play the waltz of the day, the waltz that was popular, a request waltz, any waltz. And I'm sitting with Les Reed one day, and we're talking about when he knew when his mum and dad were coming home from the village dance, because he heard the master of ceremonies say, take your partners for the last waltz. And he knew then his mum and dad would be home soon. There was a silence, and if June had come in with a cup of tea or the phone had rang, I may never have said, Les, has there ever been a song called The Last Waltz? And 20 minutes later, the song had written itself. And I've told that story for years. There's the reason I wrote it, but my childhood was brought up in Blackpool. And it wasn't particularly pleasant, my child. I wasn't very happy. A stepfather and various things. But the big thing in my week was every Saturday going to the Winter Gardens and dancing. I put my suit on and a thin tie and comb my DA in. That's where the DA used to be. And go to the Winter Gardens ballroom. I was full of pimples and I stammered. Other than that, it was cool. And we'd go in this ballroom. It's the biggest ballroom on the planet. And all the boys would stand at this end, and over in the distance, these beautiful figures, beautiful girls they were, girls. Went to a boys' school, never saw girls unless it was a party or something. And you'd be plucking up your courage all night to make the walk across the Great Divide, this bloody, like an airfield. And finally, I said, I'm going now. No, it's not. It's almost the end of the song. I'll wait for the next one. And then my friend would go, go on, I think she's looking at you. She's looking at me. Anyway, finally you make the step and you step out into the void. And as you walk across there, you feel the sweat going down your back and you just wish you were anywhere but there. And in those days, we had our favourite movie stars. Mine was Robert Mitchum. I used to go in front of the mirror for hours trying to get a cleft in her chin. And I thought I'd say to this pretty vision I've been looking at for the last 4 days, I thought I'd say to her, excuse me, may I have the pleasure of this dance? What I really said was, excuse me, if I dance? And she'd take pity on me, maybe have a little dance, and then you'd say the words, can I take you home? And she'd say yes, and you wouldn't believe it, but you're not out of the woods yet, because she may not turn up, so I'll meet you outside. Yes, she's there! Where are you staying? You know, St. Anne's, which is 7 miles south. Right? But you don't care, because it's time to be with her. So you walk beside her. First 4 miles, you're plucking up courage to hold her hand. You get to the door of a boarding house, and your heart's thudding out of your chest. There you kiss her, and she turns to you. You get a soft, little, gentle kiss, and then you stumble out the words, can I see you tomorrow? And then she says yes, and your heart leaps, and you say goodnight, and you walk back up against a prevailing 90-mile-an-hour gale off the North Sea, and you don't care. Your cheap suit is sodden, your tie's over your thing, your DA's gone for a walk. You don't care because you're in love. That's it. It always gets me this bit, I can't think, I don't know what's coming, and it's a great cause, and we've got the chairman, the boss, the man who invented it here. I met him earlier, charming man. What? There he is. Put your hand up, sir, and tell me your name. Adrian.
Waltz and my wife, no, we started it together 20 years ago.
Adrian and Merla began this charity 20 years ago. Well done. Well done. It's a good one. Sorry?
It's a team effort.
A team effort, right. Well, I'm sure it's a great team. So thank you all for coming, and I'll leave you with this old song. It's got so many memories for me.